Carden and Sue Barker. Your starter, Phil Warren. And your technical director, Andrew Cowan. Whilst in the North Pool this morning, your referees, Paul Kendall and John Flynn. Your starter, Liz Fitzsimmons. And your technical director, Ruth Christian. Your officials, you may be seated. We're just under a minute before we kick off this morning's session. Please do remember, we will be using the hashtag throughout the competition of hashtag Speedo BUCS. Tag us, show us your team photos. There we go, on the top, join the conversation at Backstroke, at Speedo UK, hashtag Speedo BUCS. So here we go. This morning in the North Pool, we begin with event 201, which is the women's 200 meters freestyle. We begin with the 3 fastest heats, and so we kick off with heat number 8. In heat number 8, we have swimming in lane 0, Kirsty Stewart from Glasgow. In 1, Sophie Lawrence from Oxford. In 2, Katie Robertson from Edinburgh. In 3, Rhiannon Bowen from Surrey. In 4, Jemima Hall from Bath. In lane 5 from Loughborough, Jess Podger. In 6 from Nottingham, Amy Davies. In 7 from Nottingham, Francesca Whitting. And in 9 from Durham, Grace Maskell. We're into the final couple of strokes here, and Jess Podger from Loughborough takes heat in number 8 in a time of 2 minutes, .03, just outside that 2-minute mark. She is aiming for a place in the final this evening. Second there, we have Amy Davies from Nottingham in a 2:01.29, and third to Jemima Hall of Bath in 2:01.38.
And in the South Pool, the winner was Thomas Watkins from Sheffield Hallam in 1:49.14. In second was Jonathan Rutter from Oxford, and in third, Cam Brooker.
Yes, Jack, let's go!
And next up in the South Pool is heat number 11.
In the North Pool, it's heat number 9. So in heat number 9 of the 10 heats, as I mentioned, we're swimming the fastest 3 heats. First, we have swimming in lane 0 from Sheffield Hallam, Callie Ramshaw. In 1 from Edge Hill, Sydney Barstow. In 2 from Swansea, Maddie Harris. In 3 from Sheffield Hallam, Amelia Rodd. In 4 from Bath, Leah Crisp. In lane 5 from UCL, Phillida Britton. In 6, we've got Laura McNabb from Birmingham. 7, her teammate Lucy Wheeler. In 8, from Birmingham City, Katie Thompson. And in 9, from Lancaster, Eleanor Rickson.
And the swimmers in the South Pool, in lane 0 is Miles Ramsley from Edinburgh Napier. In 1 from Imperial, John Britton. In 2, Charlie Poole from Stirling. In 3, Henry Baker from Stirling. In 4, Jacob Goodman from Loughborough. In 5, Elliot Clark from Derby. In 6, Finn Nicholl from Swansea. In 7, Jacques Boncel from Cambridge. And in 8, Stefano Mitchell from Plymouth. And 9, Michael Flynn from Strathclyde. And touching first in the South Pool is Jacob Goodman from Loughborough in 1:47.80. In second, Elliot Clark from Derby. And third, Finn Nicholl from Swansea. And now in the South Pool, the last of the seeded heats, heat number 12.
In heat number 9, Leah Crisp of Bath took that heat there in a time of 2 minutes, 0.1. Second going to Maddie Harris of Swansea in a 2:01.56. And third to Phillida Britton of UCL in 2:03.1. The official results are on the scoreboard. And we move on to the final heat of heat 10 of those fastest 3 heats. Heat number 10 in the North Pool.
This is heat number 13.
Monique Olivia from Edinburgh took heat 10 there in a time of 2 minutes, .62. Second going to Marianne Hanquette from Loughborough in 2:03.01. And third to Katie Rees of Cardedmet in 2:05.57.
And touching first in the South Pool is Harry Tunner in 24.71, followed by Harry Shalaman from Loughborough and Oliver Morgan from Birmingham. And next up in the South Pool, it's heat number 14.
In the North Pool, we move on to event 203, which is the women's 50 meters backstroke. We lead with the fastest 3 heats, and so we begin with heat 14.
Now the final heat of event 204, heat number 50.
Lotte Yupan of Stirling took heat 14 there in a time of 28.07. The official results are on the scoreboard. And we did have a disqualification in that heat, Ellie Turner from Stirling. We now move on to heat 15.
And the next event in the South Pool is event 206, the men's 50 meters breaststroke. We've got the 3 fastest heats of the 17. So this is heat 15.
Medi Harris of Swansea clocked the fastest time there in heat 15, a 27.97. She in fact swum the 200 just a couple of heats ago, where she came second in ref heat. She now goes one better to take heat 15. Second was Lauren Cox of Loughborough in 28.2, and third Jennifer King of Stirling in 28.84. The official results on the scoreboard, and we move on to the final of the fastest 3 heats of the women's 50 back. It's heat 16.
The next heat in the South Pool is heat number 16.
Louise Hansen of Loughborough took the final heat, the heat 16 there, in a time of 27.3. That was the fastest time set so far. Cassie Wild second in 27.58, and Iona Sasha in 28.53 in third. In the North Pool, we move on to event 205, the women's 50 breaststroke, fastest 3 heats. We begin with heat 12. Victoria Russell of Stirling took heat 12 in a time of 32.48. Second to Shannon Campbell of Manchester Men, 32.5. And third going to Kerry-Ann Harries of Loughborough in 32.87. The next heat in the North Pool, heat 13.
The next event in the South Pool is event 208, the men's 100 meters butterfly. There are 13 heats and the 3 fastest are going now, so this is heat number 11.
Cara Hanlon from Edinburgh took heat 13 in the North Pool in a time of 31.2. Second, Katie Goodburn of Edinburgh in 31.51. Only two going sub 32 so far. Third there to Kira Fletcher of Nottingham Trent in 32.69. We move on to heat number 14.
And in the south pool, touching first is Lewis Fraser from Swansea in 53.73. In second, Aaron Fox from Sheffield Hallam in 54.41. And in third place, Neil Wiley from Manchester Met in 54.71. And the next event is heat number 12.
Let's go, Theo!
Lily of Booker. We move on to event 207 in the North Pool, which is the women's 100 meters butterfly. We lead with the fastest three heats and begin with heat 8.
Touching first in the south pool is Jamie Ingram from Manchester in 51.94. In second was Josh Gammon from Bath in 53.88. And in third place, Chris Muir from Stirling in 54.93. And now the final heat, it's heat number 13.
Yasmin Perry of Aberdeen goes a sub 60 for the heat number 8. She clocks 59.11, only swimmer going under the 60-second mark. Maisie Elliott from Loughborough second in 101.22, and third to Guy Alcaraz from Aberdeen in 101.89. We move on to heat 9.
Touching first in the south pool is Andrea Basso from Loughborough. In second, Jake Faby from Garden Grey. And in third place, Tom Bailey from Plymouth.
Yes, Ellie! Yeah!
Kiana McInnes-Sterling leading the way here in heat number 9 by a body length. Final few strokes of this 100 meters butterfly. She clocks a 59.68 to take the heat. In the North Pole, it's heat 10. At the halfway mark in heat number 10 of this women's 100 meters butterfly, 26.55 was the fastest 50 split set down by Louise Hansen of Loughborough. She's into her final 15 meters now of this 100 meters butterfly. She swam the 50 backstroke earlier and she was the quickest in her heat, and she does take this heat here in a time of 57.42. That's a good 2 seconds faster than any other swimmer here so far in this 100 meters butterfly. She books a central lane for the final this evening. Second to Georgie Pryor of Derby in a time of 60.14, and third to Megan Morrison in 61.4. In the North Pole, we move on to event 201, the women's 200 meters freestyle. We're now swimming the remaining heats. There will be 7 in total. We begin with heat 1.
And let us have some noise for Joseph Clark, who's swimming out there for Sheffield Parliament, competing in the S6 position.
In heat 1 in the North Pole, we have swimming in lane 2 from Worcester, Zara Crompton-Allison. In 3 from Chester, Hayley Webb. And in 5 from Derby, Jodie Boyle. So taking heat 1 in the North Pool was Jodie Boyle of Derby in a time of 2:44.81. That's nearly 3 seconds faster than her entry time. Second going to Zara Crompton Allison of Worcester in 2:45.87. And third there, Hayley Webb from Chester in 2:48.55. The official results are on the scoreboard. In the North Pool, it's heat number 2. In heat number 2 in the North Pool, we have in lane 0 from Derby, Josie Morgan. In 2 from Bangor, Marie Lauber. In 3 from Leicester, Sarah Rogers. In 4 from UClan, Becca Dawson. In 5 from King's College, Vishali Desai. In 6, Sophie Ward from York. In 7 from Dundee, Emma Last. In 8 from Canterbury, Rhiannon Brame. And in 9 from Aberystwyth, Sarah Bandy. Sophie Ward from York clocks a time there of 2:24.87. That's a good 7 seconds faster than her entry time to take heat number 2. Second going to Becca Dawson of UClan in 2:25.65. And third to Sarah Rogers of Leicester in 2:27.16. The official results are on the scoreboard for the North Ball, and we move on to Heat 3.
And in the South Pool is now Heat number 4.
In Heat 3, in the North Pool, we have swimming in lane 0 from Liverpool, Amber Hughes. In 1 from King's College, Francesca Kingston. In 2, Lily Bremer from Dundee. In 3 from Liverpool, Lucy Nelson. In 4 from Cardiff Met, Emily France. In 5 from Leeds Beckett, Alice Davies. In 7, Nia Evans from Manchester. In 8, Rhiannon Jeffries from Leicester. And in 9 from Sheffield, Holly Satterley.
And in the South Pool in Heat 4 in lane 0 we've got Harry Brown from Plymouth. In 1, Mark
Let's
Keenan
go,
from
Josh! Let's go,
Southampton.
Evie!
In 2, Robbie Wright from Newcastle. In 3, Cameron McKinnon from Warwick. In 4, Morgan Davies from Gloucestershire. In 5, Alex Alaf from York. In 6, Adam Wu from Plymouth. In 7, Ben Reed from St Andrews. In 8, Alessandro Casati from Imperial. And in lane 9, Liam Snoot from Birmingham.
In the North Pool here, Nia Evans of Manchester leading the way with nearly 3-metre lead as she comes underneath the flags for the final couple of strokes. She takes heat number 3 in. Well, just confirmation of her time there. We're waiting. A second going to. There we go. We've got time now. Nia Evans of Manchester, 2:13.86. That's a good 11 seconds faster than her entry time. Second to Rhiannon Jeffries of Leicester in 2:15.52. And third to Alice Davies of Leeds Beckett in 2:17.71.
And in the South Pool, touching for was Mark Keenan from Southampton in 1:58.46. And in second was Liam Snoot from Birmingham. And now in the South Pool, it's Heat number 5.
In the North Pool, it's Heat 4.
And the swimmers in Heat 5 of the North South Pool group is in lane 1, Adam Evans from Warwick. In 1, Finley Jones Wright from Edge Hill. In 2, William Earl from Durham. In 3, Felix Gallagher from Oxford. In 4, Ethan Fincham from Gloucestershire. In 5, Ewan Sturgeon from East Anglia. In 6, Atticus Strickland from Durham. In 7, Sam Worley from Coventry. In 8, Henry Bennett from Plymouth. And in 9, Ethan Sutherland from Glasgow.
In this heat 4 of the women's 200 metres freestyle, we have in lane 0 from Cardiff Met, Isabel Watkins. In 1 from Nottingham Trent, Beatrice Adams. In 2 from Glasgow Caledonian, Amy Richardson. In 3 from Strathclyde, Rebecca Adams. In 4, Tosca Sigurdsuk from Warwick. In 5 from Strathclyde, Kyla Ratter. In 6, Jasmine Eden Gray from Cambridge. In 7, Oxford Brook is Caton Hutchison. In 8 from Cambridge, Evie Anima. And in 9 from Cardiff Met, Jasmine Cooper.
The next team, the South Pool, is heat number 6.
Let's go, John! Yes, Evie!
Jasmine Eden Gray of Cambridge took that heat 4 in a time of 2:14.72. It's a good 5 seconds faster than her entry time. We move on to heat 5.
From Oxford, and 9, Louis Easton from Heriot-Wall.
Hi guys, what are you having for units without me?
In heat 5, we have swimming in lane 0 from Bristol, Flo White. In 1 from Liverpool, Rebecca Quinn. In 2 from Sheffield, Katie Roscoe. In 3 from Warwick, Elisa Bassinger. In 4 from York, Tara Box. In 5, we've got Flora Nichols from Durham. In 6, Molly Renton from St Andrews. In 7, Jennifer Cheng from UCL. And in 9, from Reading, Katie Webber.
Blue Edmonds touching first for Leeds in the South Pool, followed by teammate Rory Taylor, and in 3rd place, Oppie Scott
Yes,
from
Chris!
Northumbria.
Yeah, buddy!
And now, heat number 7.
Go Georgina! Go Ellie!
Elisa Bassinger from Warwick Touch first there in heat 5 in a time of 2:12.66. That's nearly 4 seconds faster than her entry time. Second, Flora Nichols from Durham. And in third, Molly Renton from St Andrews. The next heat is heat 6.
Yeah! Let's go, Cambridge!
And the swimmers competing in the heat 7 in the South Pool. In lead 0, it's Ellie and Derek from Warren. In 1, Darianne de Klerk from Portsmouth. In 2, Bethany Oliver from Sheffield Hallam. In 3, Daniel Saunders from Glasgow. In 4, Bob Whittaker from Southampton. In 5, Henry Ryder from Cardiff Met. In 6, Benjamin Titchener from Edgehill. In 7, Sandy Jarvis from Southampton. In lane 8, Luke Chapman from St Andrews. And in lane 9, from Southampton, Fernando Garcia.
In heat number 6 of the women's 200 meters freestyle, we have swimming in lane 0 from Strathclyde, Ellie McDougall. In 1, Georgina Quayle from Cambridge, who's currently leading out with a 1:04.14 at the halfway mark. Second, lane 2, Mary Giorgio from Reading. In 3 from Newcastle, Caitlin Oram. In 4 from Glasgow Caledonian, Elle Sutherland. In 5 from St Andrews, Izzy Handel. In 6, Eleanor Mason from Cambridge. In 7, from Sheffield, Molly Blase. In 8, from Portsmouth, Catherine Walton. And in 9, from Imperial, Francesca Peche.
And in the South Pool is now heat number 8.
Up, Jan! Woo! Yeah! Woo! Yes, Georgina! Yeah! Good job, Ellie! Woo!
And Georgina Quayle clocked the fastest time there in heat number 6 for Cambridge in a time of 2:14.28. That's a good second and a half faster than her entry time. Second to Francesca Peche from Imperial in 2:17.57. And third, Elle Sutherland of Glasgow Caledonian in 2:18.37. Official results on the scoreboard. So we're nearly, looks like halfway through of this morning's session. We've still got lots to come with the 50 breaststroke and the 100 meters butterfly. If you're joining us on the live stream, it's great to see you. We're about to start with heat 7 of the women's 200 meters freestyle here in the North Pool. So it's heat 7. In the North Pool, we're on heat number 7, which is the last of these heats being swum today in this women's 200 meters freestyle. We have swimming in lane 0 from St George's, Sophie Elphick. In 2 from Oxford, Chloe Davis. In 3 from Leeds, Jess Doherty. In 4 from Bangor, Lily Hawkard. In 5 we've got Lizzie Burbage from Sheffield Hallam. In 6, Darren Cressy-Rogers from Oxford. In 7, Abby Davison from Leeds. In 8, from Oxford, Eleanor Brown. And completing the lineup in 9, from Edge Hill is Eleanor Priestner.
And in heat 9 of the South Pool, in lane 0 is Tom Selby from Cardiff. In 1, Kevin Penny from Manchester. In 2, Thomas Woolley from Cambridge. In 3, Piers Bowden from Box New. In 4, Aaron Priest from Nottingham. In 5, Joseph Palmer from Nottingham. In 6, Nicholas Skelton from Bristol. In 7, Samuel Naylor from Newcastle. And in 8, Whitney Chapman from Sheffield Hallam.
You know, I keep thinking I'm like the guy.
Sophie Elphick clocked at 2:12.05 to take heat 7. That is the fastest time of those remaining heats. Second there, Eleanor Brown of Oxford in 2:12.81, and third, Abby Davison of Leeds in 2:14.04. And we move out in the Morph Pool to event 203, which is the women's 50 meters backstroke. We're swimming the remaining heats, which is 13 in total, and we will begin with heat number 1.
We now move on to the remaining heats of event 204, the men's 50-meter backstroke. There are 12 remaining heats. This is heat number 1. Can we remind that all universities, the team declaration forms need to be in now for this afternoon's relay event. So if you haven't returned them yet, please do that as soon as possible. So please return all declaration sheets for this afternoon's relays. Touching first in the South Pool is Owen Say from Nottingham in 37.16.
Abby still clocked the fastest time in heat 1 in a time of 34.1 from the far lane of lane 0. North. In the North Pool, heat number 2.
And touching first in the South Pool is Amy Wyatt in 30.884 Bangor. In second, Ella de Clark in 34.21 from UCL. And in the South Pool, it's now heat number 3.
We move on to heat 3 in the North Pool.
And touching first in the South Pool is Kieran Jarvis from UCL. Second, Oliver Bayliss from Bournemouth. And in third place, Dan Roth from Southampton. And moving on to heat number 4.
Lucy Farmer of Bournemouth took heat 3 in a time of 30.84. And we move on to heat number 4 now.
Touching first in the South Pool was Ryan Whittington from Nottingham Trent in 29.00. And we'll move on to heat number 5.
In the North Pool, Tilly Loney from St Andrews clocked a 31.82 to take heat number 4. And we move on to heat 5.
And in first place in the South Pool was Shaheen Al-Ghafari. And we're moving on to heat number 6.
In the North Pool, in heat 5, Scarlett Armstrong of Liverpool clocked a 31.91, only swimmer going sub 32 there in that heat. The next heat is heat number 6.
And touching first in the South Pool was Charlie Bowden from Leicester. And we move on to heat number 7.
In heat 6, the fastest swimmer there was Keone Broomfield of East Anglia. She clocked a time of 32.95. So we had a disqualification there in heat number 6. Lane 0 was disqualified. The next heat is heat 7.
And in the South Pool, it's now heat number 8.
In the North Pool, Heat 8.
Touching first in the South Pool was Kieran Brand from Glasgow, Caledonia in 28.46. In second, James Portier from St Andrews in 28.55. And in third, Finlay Strachan from Glasgow in 28.657.
The next heat in the North Pool, heat number 9.
Touching first in the South Pool is Matthew Rooney from Leeds Method in 26.81, followed by William Strachan from Glasgow in 27.69, and Jan David from Cambridge in 27.82. And we now move on to heat number 10.
In the North Pool, it's heat number 10.
In the South Pool, touching first was William Merrill from Durham. In second was Igor Genke Zeminovich from Imperial. And moving on to heat number 11.
Lara Richmond of Manchester clocked the fastest time there with a 31.42 to take heat number 10. The next heat is heat 11.
Touching first in the South Pool was Bertal from Bristol, and in third, William Fidalgo Hull from Newcastle.
Jasmine Moore of Durham took Heat 11 in a time of 31.36. We move on to Heat 12.
And in the South Pool, we move on to the last of the heats of the 50-metre backstroke. It is heat number 12.
(31.67) was the fastest time set there in Heat number 12 by Dundee swimmer Ella Turner. And we move on to the final of the remaining heats here in this women's 50 meters backstroke. It's heat number 13.
And in the South Pool, we now move on to the remaining heats of the set, the men's 50-metre breaststroke. There are 14 remaining heats. This is heat number 1.
In Heat 13, Emma Cruikshanks from Lancaster clocked a 30.16. Official results on the scoreboard there. In the women's pool, we are going to move on to the next event, which is event 205, the women's 50 meters breaststroke. There will be 11 remaining heats.
And in the South Pool, it's heat number 2.
And coming into touch first here in heat number 1 is Maisie Clapperton of Chester, and of time of 44.92. We do have a final couple of strokes for Laura Pilkington, our SB5 swimmer in lane number 8.
In the South Pool, touching first was Oliver Shamp from Southampton. In second, Matthew Caborn from Gloucestershire, and George Bussey in third from Canterbury Christchurch.
In heat 1, we had a disqualification.
And in the South Pool, heat number 3.
In the North Pool, we move on to heat number 2.
And in the South Pool, touching first, Daniel Kershaw from Hull in a time of 36 seconds exactly. And in second place, Tom Fisher from Coventry, 36.06. And in third place, Oliver Bayliss from Bournemouth in 37.48. And in heat 3, there was a disqualification. TN Ingwen from St George's.
In the North Pool, we move on to heat 3.
And in the South Pool, it's now heat number 4.
Abby Carter clocks the fastest time there in heat number 3. It's a 38.08. She's first of these remaining heat swimmers to go sub 40 in this 50 breaststroke. The next heat is heat 4.
And in heat 4 in the South Pool is won by Ryan Winton in a time
Alex Bartley of Worcester sets the fastest time there in heat 4 in a 36.83. Only swimmer going sub 37 so far in these remaining heats. The next heat is heat 5.
And now we move on to heat number 6. And in the men's pool, there was a disqualification in heat 3, lane 7. A disqualification, heat 3, lane 7.
Charlotte Spells of East Anglia was the fastest in heat 3 in a time of 36.14. The next heat is his heat number 6.
And the next heat in the side pool is heat number 7.
Emily West took heat number 6 in a time of 35.35, fastest of the remaining heats so far. The next heat is heat 7.
And in the side pool, heat number 8.
Can we please have the Manchester Met coach down to the BUCS desk? That's the Manchester Met coach to the BUCS desk, please.
Moving on to the side pool, heat number 9.
The official results of Heat 7 on the board. We had a disqualification in lane number 6. The next heat is heat number 8. In the North Pool, heat number 8. In heat 8, Chloe Orsilia Redding clocked a 35.27 to touch first there in that heat. That is the fastest time of the remaining heats so far. We move on to now in the women's pool to heat number 9. Amy Hodgson of Durham clocks at 34.16, alongside Stella Cookson also into the 34.49. These are the only two swimmers so far of the remaining heats who have gone sub 35. We move on to heat number 10. .34.81 was the fastest time set there in heat number 10 by Cambridge swimmer Charlotte Rowlands, going in lane number 6.
First in the South Pool, Josh Wilson from Cardiff Metropolitan in a time of 30.51.
In the North Pool, we're on to the last of the remaining heats. It's heat number 11. The official results on the scoreboard there for heat number 11. Denise and Elena Gogu in a time of 33.41. Touches first there in heat number 11. In the North Pole, we move on to event 207, the women's 100 meters butterfly. There are 7 remaining heats. We begin with heat number 1.
And in the South Pool, the final heat of the men's 50 meters breaststroke. This is heat number 14. And touching first in the South Pool is Josh Mitchell representing Edinburgh in 29.33 seconds. And touching first in the North Pool is Byron A. Pack from Northampton in 1 minute 15.46. And then Alec McRae from Gloucestershire 1:17.27. And in third place, Niall Alder from Southampton. And in the South Pool, we move on to event 208, the men's 100 meters butterfly, the remaining heats. There are 10 more heats. This is heat number 1.
In the North Pole, we move on to heat number 2. In heat number 2, we have swimming in lane 2 from Canterbury, Emily Ing. In 3 from York, Imogen Holbrook. In lane 4 from Manchester, Gabby Marriott. In 5 from Aberdeen, Brooke Lurry. In 6 from Newcastle, Erin Flynn. In 7 from Harriet Watt, Elle O'Reilly. And in 8 from Kent, Lucy G.
And in the South Pool, touching first was Jack Dolly from Nottingham Trent in 1 minute 0.86. And in second, Nathan Room from Leeds Beckett in 1 minute 7.07. And in the South Pool, we move on to heat number 2.
In the North Pool, we move on to heat number 3.
The swimmers in the North Pool, in lane 0, Thomas Lee from Southampton. In 1, Dandelion Smith from Liverpool, John Moores. In 2, Owen Mason from Sheffield. In 3, Mathieu Dubier from Imperial. In 4, William Beasley from the Montfort. 5, Ollie Carter from Stirling. 6, Tristan G from East Anglia. In 7, Ryan Stephen from Marjon. 8, Ryan Saunders from St Andrews. And in 9, Benjamin Coupland from Southampton. And touching first in lane 4 is William Beasley from De Montfort in a time of 1 minute 1.49. In second, Ollie Carter from Stirling in 1 minute 4.04. And in third, Ryan Saunders from St Andrews in 1 minute 4.56.
Yes, Justin!
And
Let's
in the
go!
second heat, number 3.
Woo!
In the North Pool, it's heat number 4.
There was a disqualification in heat 1 of 280 meters of the Heat 1, lane 4 was disqualified.
Yep!
Touching first in the South Pool was Felix Henry in 1:02.93. In second, Campbell Wolford from St Andrews in 1:02.22. And in third, Isa Gaidan from Southampton from 1:02.6.
Stop!
And coming into heat number 4.
Yep! Yep! Yep!
In the North Pool, Anna Underwood from Bristol clocked a 109.35 to take the heat. We now move on to heat number 5.
Yep! Yep!
In heat 5, we have swimming in lane 0 from Newcastle, Caitlin Oram. In 1 from Sheffield, Nicole Palmer-Jones. In 2 from Newcastle, Catherine Cole. In 3 from Edge Hill, Alyssa Cornell. In 4 from Cardiff Met, Amber Cook. In 5 from Sheffield Hallam, Evie Timms. In 6 from St Andrews, Tilly Loney. In 7 from Arts Bournemouth, Jennifer Herbert. In 8 from Portsmouth, Catherine Walton. And in 9 from Aston, Emily Hannaford.
And next in the South Pool, heat number 5.
Jennifer Herbert of Bournemouth Arts clocked a 107.27 to take heat number 5. Official results on the scoreboard. She has been the fastest time set of these remaining heats. We now move on to the penultimate heat in the North Pool this morning as heat 6.
Let's go, Anna! Yeah! Woo!
And winning a heat 5 was Jody Strong Lancaster, the first swimmer to go under 60 seconds
Let's
in the
go,
remaining heat.
Strong!
We now move on to heat number
Yeah.
6.
A reminder to all athletes here in venue and also those watching on the live stream, session number 3, that's this afternoon session, will begin at 2 p.m. So we'll begin the next session this afternoon, session number 3 at 2 p.m.
Head! Head!
Neve Adcock from Bristol, she took the penultimate heat of this morning's session in a time of 104.97. Could we please have a representative from Sheffield Hallam and from Loughborough to the BUCS desk immediately, please? That's a representative from Sheffield Hallam and from Loughborough to the BUCS desk immediately, please.
Yes, son! Go on, Alex! Let's go, good acre! Go, Jerry! Yeah!
From Sheffield to Hallam in a time of 50.44. And we'll move on to heat number 7.
In the North Pool, it's the finals heat of this morning's session, heat number 7.
Head! 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 Go on, Alex!
And touching first in the North South Pool from Nottingham, Aaron Priest in a time of 57.50. In second place, Andre Stryden from Cardiff, and in third, Ethan Wright from Bangor. And we move on to heat number 8.
Yep.
We've got the official results on the scoreboard there for heat number 7 with Hannah O'Flynn from Birmingham. She took that in a 105.9, just 8 100s behind her. Jenny Galloway from St Andrews in a 105.98, and third Kelly Ramshaw from Sheffield Hallam in a 107.94. And that does conclude the swimming in the North Pool this morning. So please will you thank the officials as they leave the poolside. Can we please have a representative from Loughborough to the BUCS desk immediately? That's a representative from Loughborough to the BUCS desk immediately, please.